Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If driving in bad weather makes you nervous, this is the video for you. I got 5 tips that will help you safely and calmly get through the storm. Here in the southeast, winter is approaching rapidly, so it's time to start thinking about being safe out here on the road. It's time to start thinking about all the tips and safety advice that you can get, because it can be tricky. We're getting a move on right now, headed to Montgomery, Alabama. We're in Baldwin, Georgia right now. We're going to take this ride out to Montgomery, Alabama. What a beautiful day. It's a beautiful morning. I'm going to go about 56 miles to a pilot where I'll fuel up and continue on from there. Well, we are into October, and winter will be here before you know it. So I want to take this opportunity before winter actually hits to go over a few things that I think might help you out while you're out here on the road. I've got 25 plus years of experience driving tractor trailers, and I've been across the country. I've been in some bad situations in snowstorms, and I've been in the lake effect snow around Chicago, and that was probably the worst, but I've been in some pretty bad situations. So I think I've got a couple things here that will probably help you out as winter approaches. So just a few tips, and it might seem pretty obvious, but the first one is slow down. It's just, it seems so obvious, I know, but you'd be surprised how many people drive like it's sunny and 75 when it's really raining or snowing or but you know, bad weather reduces traction on the road. For one, it reduces your visibility, and it also reduces your reaction time. So slowing down just gives you more control. It gives you more time to react to unexpected things that pop out at you, like cars darting out in front of you, or you know, all kinds of things can happen out there. So slow down. Another thing that's pretty obvious, I just feel like I'm restating the obvious because a lot of people, you should already know this stuff. If you're driving, you should already know this stuff, but it never hurts to be reminded. So increase your following distance. Allow more space, especially during foggy areas and rainy, and you know, increase your following distance. It gives you more time to react to things that are in front of you that you might not be able to see. And also, don't run your high beams in fog. People tend to do that. I see it all the time. People got their high beams on going through the fog. That just, it really just brings the light right back on you when you do that, and it doesn't help your views. So yeah, just stick with the low beams and fog lights if you have them. Know when to pull over. That's another thing. Know your limitations. Sometimes the safest move is not to drive at all if conditions are too dangerous, like whiteout snow, flooding, severe storms. You know, find a safe place to pull over and wait it out. Your destination can wait. You know, I mean, your appointment time, it can be pushed back. Your safety has to come first. So know when it's time to pull over. You stick to those few basic rules and you can have a long, safe career. I know that everybody gets in a hurry. I know you're trying to get your loads done so you can get home, but you need to slow down during bad weather. You've seen some of the stuff that I went through today. There was some flooding, but it wasn't terrible. I mean, I could get through it. Other cars were going through it. You just got to slow down. You got to slow down, take your time, and get through it safely, and watch out for your surroundings. Watch everything around you, because you don't know when that car is going to miss his exit and cut in front of you and jump off. So just some tips to kind of help you out. You can never be too careful when it comes to bad weather. That's just something that I've learned after 25 plus years. So just slow down, increase your following distance, use your lights in the correct way, and know when to pull over. Those are some good tips to, you know, just keep those in the back of your mind. Next time you're going down the road and it's pouring down rain, just slow down a little bit. You know, look at what's in front of you and increase your following distance. That gives you more time to react. So, well, there you go. I hope this has helped you. I know that hearing those things over and over again sometimes helps to just kind of drill it in your brain. So, you know, just some powerful tips to help you stay safe when the weather gets really rough. Trucker story time. That's something I just made up. I'll tell you a story, something that happened to me years and years ago. I mentioned earlier about the lake effect snow around Chicago. Well, what that is it's huge snowflakes that once it settles, it gets real fluffy. I was going through. I was going. I forget where I was headed. I was coming out of Chicago. I just picked up a load, and I forget where it was going. But this lake effect snow was just, it was bad. So I came out of Chicago and I started heading down the road, and it started, building and accumulating and getting worse on the sides. Well, then I look up and all the lines on the highway are gone. There's no lines on the highway to know where you're at. So I'm looking around me, and I was young. I was much younger at the time, and not near as experienced as I am now. But when I was looking for a reference of where I was, by then it was too late. I started sliding onto the shoulder of the road, and then it started getting rougher, so I knew I needed to get it back over. I wasn't going very fast. I mean, once I saw that the lines have disappeared, I immediately started slowing down. I just let my foot off the gas and started gearing it down. I was driving at that time it was a Freightliner 10-speed. I geared it down and got it going a little bit slower as a Eaton Fuller 10-speed with the high and low switch. So I started gearing it down, and I got it, I was going pretty slow, and once I felt myself sliding, I tried to correct it, but it was too late. I was already sliding around. I looked back, and my trailer's just it was really bad, so I started sliding off the road a little bit. Well, what I did wrong was I came to a complete stop. And when I did, there was no starting that back up. Once you come to a complete stop in snow that's accumulated, it's fluffy, it's slick. There was no starting it going again. I mean, I was dead in the water. So now I'm concerned because I don't know exactly how far off the road I am. Well, I look back and I start seeing more trucks coming. And I got on the C-beam and was telling them, hey, I'm stuck up here. Y'all be careful getting around me. Just trying to give them a heads up. Well, I finally got it around and got my triangles out. And I started calling for help. I called my company and I told them, what had happened, that I started sliding off the road and I ended up in a complete stop. And I couldn't get it going again. They had to send a wrecker out. They had to send a wrecker out just to pull me back up onto the road. I wasn't off the road very much, but I needed that wrecker to get me going again. And things like that really wake you up to how dangerous it really is out there. It didn't take very long for me to see the lines in the road, and then the snow's falling and falling and falling, and the farther I'm going, the lines just went away. Man, you talk about panic when you don't know where you're at, and then you've got oncoming cars too. It's really, really, really difficult. So I was much younger and more inexperienced then, but I learned from it, and that's a big key when you're out here. Learn from your mistakes. Everybody's going to make mistakes, and you're going to get yourself into situations. You got to remember that stuff, because next time it will come up again, and next time you're going to know what to do because you had the experience prior to that. Like, if I was in snow now, I would know what to do, and I wouldn't make that same mistake again, because that was a hefty wrecker bill. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, and I've got so many stories from the road. I can start putting them in these videos if y'all want me to. Just let me know in the comments down below if you want me to throw in trucker story time. I can start adding that in. I've got so many stories to tell. But anyway, There you go. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more driving tips, and let me know in the comments what's the worst weather you've ever been in. I know I've seen some pretty rough stuff, so let me know.